Find Yourself podcast, take one.
I lost my train of thought. Good topic because I could think of 10 people that gotta work on their health. No, okay, well, you're a work in progress. I'm talking about, like,
Just me.
I hope they're gonna watch this video.
Like send this podcast to anyone that needs to work on their health because me, this is just like such an unconventional way because I was like talking to her about my life and then she's like record. I'm like okay. So welcome to Finding Yourself podcast. I'm Abby and I'm here with a very very special guest.
Daddy.
So this has been not random, but it was like such a random but beautiful connection because I moved cross country and I was really being like, man, I want to better my life. I want to, be, a fit girl, whatever. And then I did a walk once and you slid into my DMs.
Wait, so tell me about that walk. I had no idea.
No, I mean, I just went on a walk around my neighborhood because, in California, we're work in progress with like working and stuff. So I was just wanting to take care of my health because I feel like my health and my body is something that I could control. And that was the only thing I can control. Yep. So I was like, let me take a walk because like in my house they have they have like this little walkway.
Nice.
So
I've
I was
seen it.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, like let me take the like cute little like hot girl walks, even though everybody makes fun of me for that, but whatever, it's fine. City girl walks, like California girl walks.
Yeah.
So then you slid into my DMs and you were like, keep doing walks.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I was like, keep doing them like every day, like just 15 minutes, like just
keep
show
doing
up.
it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh man, okay. And then you told me, let me know if you have any health questions.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have health questions.
30.
I need help in the health department because I love food and soda and we'll get into all that.
I love that.
Because there was one thing that I didn't, this is gonna go all over the place, but we got together because of that, and then she kind of took me under her wing and was like, let me food train you and like health train you, and I'm good, and then I fall off the face of the earth, and then I'm bad.
She won't text me back. That's how I know she's like
eating
committed
bad.
a sin. She doesn't text me back.
She's like, are you sinning right now?
Yeah, like at least make it good. Like make it like a burger or some pizza or something.
I was like, please. And then I just like, yeah. So it's just, we're gonna get into all that.
I just want to start off with, I love how it happened so simple. Like you were just on a walk and then God like put it in my heart to like respond to you.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we think of like a health journey as such a complicated thing.
Yeah.
Like I have to change absolutely everything. I mean, there's like extremes to things. Like some people really do go that route and that's fine and it works for them. But then there's other people like probably myself who have always struggled to have a healthy relationship with food. Or we see food as like an emotional getaway.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, forget drugs, forget alcohol. I need a milkshake.
Food.
I need
McDonald's.
Food. Yeah, like for real. So I think that's so great that for you, it was so relieving to know that all you had to do was go on a walk and show up every day, like, and really that's how it starts. It really just starts with, I personally started in Colombia in January, like 100% committed with just going on walks 15-20 minutes, and then it turned into like 45 minutes, and then I started doing squats, and then like body weight squats, and like every day I would just show up.
So you kind of just started small.
Yeah, even if that day I messed up because obviously I was on vacation.
Love.
And the food over there is delicious, and you know,
natural too.
Yes, and then somehow even the fried food, you even get skinnier. Like it's weird. Like it's great.
I was like, am I sure you're supposed to move to California? Maybe it's Colombia.
No, for real. And it's like $1 everything because whatever, the pesos are just smaller. So it just started off like that. It started off really simple. It started off with me going on walks, but still I was kind of like struggling with my food. And then my cousin started a program called Reborn Nutrition, where shout out to them. That was my answered prayer.
Yeah.
So I was like praying to the Lord. I was like, if I can just get this one thing, like I felt like food was the one thing that I just couldn't, that I knew I can control, but I just couldn't. I didn't have the willpower or whatever. And I felt like if I can just do that, and it goes into like my healing journey, like I would for sure like have my healing journey intact. And then one day my cousin was like, she's like, oh, I feel in my heart, like I just want you to join, the program with me. And then I would live with her. Well, it's two of my cousins. So one of them is like the marketing. The other one is like the face of the program.
Oh, nice.
And then I was living with the one that does the marketing. And then it was hard because it's like, I'm living with my trainer. Like, she knows.
That's what I felt like whenever you texted me. I was like,
Yeah, but imagine that, but her like this, just staring at me eat.
You want to eat.
Yeah, like, literally.
Why is there fat in there?
No, literally, like, you had too much fat, less rice, like, things like that. And I was like, oh my God. And then it's like, every time I would want to go on a walk, she would be like, careful with the ice cream. And I'm like,
oh my gosh. Like, because there's ice cream on the street.
Yeah, like the guy, like, and you hear the little ding ding, like, with the cart, and I'm like, oh, he's there for sure. And then
he's calling me.
Yeah, talk about accountability for sure. Like, if you thought I was annoying, like,
you're not annoying. You're just really good at what you do.
Like, try living with one of them, and then when I would leave town to go to Barranquilla, there's the other one.
So you can't even.
I just couldn't get over.
You can't even just like not text.
Yeah, I couldn't like not text because they would be like, "You haven't responded in the group chat."
You're like side eye.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was just so. But honestly, it was my answered prayer for sure. And it built a lot of accountability, and also in a way, like the accountability forced me that once I was alone, when I did have that freedom, I would just like not do it.
Yeah.
Even if I was dying inside, like it was just amazing, and it was a lot of like mental. It's just a lot. Like if you can just control that one thing. Obviously food, everyone needs food for survival, but like when I learned to control that, I felt like so much even of myself under control.
Yeah, and I think like I think also the reason why I asked you to be on this podcast is because it's so hard, because I'm constantly finding myself with food, and I know a lot of people do that because I'm the type of person where I told myself, I'm like, yeah, when I get back, I'm gonna meal prep, I'm gonna be fine, and then randomly if I'm having a bad day or like something happens, and I talked to you about this actually, I got super emotional, or like a job didn't come through, or something in my life just went like downhill, I was like, I need to order Postmates, or like I need to go to In-N-Out.
And it's such a Christian thing.
Yeah.
Like for the food to be the getaway, because obviously we
can't do anything else. Like nothing else is legal. I mean, we're just gonna be real and raw here. Like
no, for real. Like
we're not
be
allowed.
a Christian and then be like, I mean, you can, and I pray that but like usually
the blood of Jesus,
that the blood of Jesus just sets you free, but like. It's kind of like we see it more normal for food to be that getaway.
Yeah.
When in reality, when I was in the whole like process of like changing my routine and my habits, like the Lord was really speaking to me and telling me like food was your idol.
Wow.
And the reason why it was your idol is because it was your getaway. So that's what an idol is. It's just something that you can just like, I want to focus on this because I want to forget about everything else. When reality
kind of an escape.
Yeah. When we're supposed to do that with Jesus, obviously, we keep our eyes on him. But food was my idol. Yeah. So it's like, and it seemed more natural and more normal. Like more like, okay, Lord, like it can't be that bad, Yeah. Like I know I just ate, but I'm anxious, so I want to eat again.
But sometimes we don't even notice it either.
No.
Like we don't notice that. I didn't know I didn't realize I had a problem with food until one day I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, dang, like you really let yourself go. Like it was like my life, like, everybody knows I was working, eating, sleeping.
And you were working full-time. Like, that's even harder.
Yeah, it was just, like, my routine was that, but even so, like, I see people, like, working there, and they work out, and they do great. Yeah. I'm like, yes, you go, boo-boo. But then I was like, but me, I didn't catch that routine, and it was like this weird catch-22 for me that I want to work out or I do work out, and then all of a sudden when people, that was another thing I was going to tell too, like when people tell me, oh, you've lost weight, then I get like this sense of
excited,
like,
and then I want to go treat myself,
and then I want to get in and out, and then
which is okay,
which is fine, but
it's
not
good.
a lot.
No, not a lot, obviously. Like, if anything, like, you get to pick if I want to, like, oh, they congratulated me, now I'm gonna hit at the gym even harder.
Exactly.
Or, you know what, they congratulated me, like, food is a reward in our brain. It actually is one of the rewards. And it's kind of like you get to pick. And it's okay one day you pick to go to the gym even harder because they congratulated you. And that should motivate you. And other times it's like, I want to treat myself. Like, you know what? My body deserves this reward.
Yeah. No. And I guess it's just trying to figure out the difference between like when to treat yourself and when to hit it hard at the gym, because, you know, I definitely want to do that, and that's like the next step that's gonna happen. But I guess like my personal journey, it's been, you know, like you were texting me and I was doing really good, and I was like texting every day and I was like, this is great, and like she was teaching me like all these things, like, because I've done all the diets, like I've done like, you know,
the keto was really popular.
I didn't do that one because I got scared of all the fat.
I cannot.
I got scared of all the fat.
Really?
Like, yeah, because like I don't really like bacon. Like it's like this weird, even though I eat Canadian bacon, but it's not like, I'm not a fan of like fatty foods.
Oh, okay.
I just like junk food.
Yeah.
And like McDonald's.
You can say it, junk food.
Junk food.
I love McDonald's,
Hi,
by the way.
my name is Abby, and I love chicken nuggets.
And french fries with honey.
You like
and a caramel frap.
We're like, goes after this. After this whole bunch, I'm just kidding. But
maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly.
But basically, so that happened, and then I was just really good. Like, you were motivating me to go on hikes. I was doing it. And then all of a sudden, I kind of got into the routine of it. And then I just got lazy. And then I was like, I would wake up in the morning and be like, man, do I really want to change and go on a hike and do that? And then all of a sudden 2 weeks pass by. And then I realized, oh my goodness, my life is going into shambles, you know? So I guess my question is, like, what is advice that you would give? Because this, obviously, like, everybody knows that this podcast is for me because it's finding yourself. But I know I'll like, everybody is...
receive something.
They're gonna take it, you know? So I guess, like, what is advice for someone that, you know, that number one, that wants to start on a health journey? Because something that you did tell me was, you know, think of something bigger, you know, that. So, like, what's one advice for someone that wants to start? And then number two, what is advice that you would give someone that kind of, like, falls off?
Stuck.
Gets stuck, goes forward, like, wants to better their life, but has this, like, love for food, and then, but wants to get better their life, and then all of a sudden, all these, like, big changes happen in their life, and they, you know, it's a lot. So, like, what advice would you give for those two?
Yeah. So for the first person would be, for anybody who wants to start, will definitely be, start off small. Start off small and have accountability. Because honestly, I can only tell you, like, I was able to stick to the change in my food. I don't want to say it is a diet because it wasn't temporary. Like, it's something that I still apply to this day. 5 months later, it was accountability. Like, having my cousins there tell me, like, okay, take a picture of your food, would send it to me, and, like, constantly. Definitely accountable. And if I would miss like 2 days, one of the trainers will like text me and be like, hey, how are you? And I'm like,
I've got this text. Hi.
Yeah, like, I honestly, it was like the walk of shame, but I would tell her, like, look, I'm here on vacation, like, I'm trying my best. And she's like, it's okay, just keep going. And that's the thing. And I feel like it connects with the second person, like, whoever keeps on falling or is stuck. You just have to keep going. Yeah. Like, even if 2 weeks pass by, tomorrow, don't even think about the past. Like, don't think about how you messed up. Just keep going. I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes I personally made. I've been trying to, like, get my food in order and fitness since I was 16. And I noticed, like, one common factor was that I would stop and that's it. Like, I would stop for months. Instead of just, okay, I messed up, let me just keep going. Yeah. You get me?
Do you know the reason, like, do you know if there's a reason why we do that? Like, it's like
perfectionists. Like,
Yeah.
it's people who just
Hi.
want to... Hi, I'm Tati, and I
Abby.
suffer from perfectionists.
Perfectionism.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you... Obviously, there's this, like, fine line of, like, having grace with yourself, but also, like, pushing yourself, knowing that you can do better.
Yeah.
But you have to, like, first tell yourself, like, okay, I'm not perfect. I'm gonna mess up, but I'm gonna keep going. Like, really what matters is what you do afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, if you messed up a whole month, like,
Yeah.
are you gonna use that same excuse for 6 months or 7 months? Like, no, you keep going.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely people who are too hard on themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then there's the other extreme of people who are just like, I just can't, and this and that, and it's kind of like,
The excuses.
yeah, like, just go one day. All that dopamine and serotonin in your brain is gonna make you feel better, like, once you work out, and then you're gonna want to do it again tomorrow.
But I genuinely feel good whenever I work out. I think the worst thing is just actually getting there, you know, and finding
Yeah.
something that is in the gym. Like this month, I'm just telling myself, I'm like, you know what, just get a gym membership, just do it. You know, I have a friend that goes consistently, so I'm just gonna go with them and make it a habit, you know. But I guess something that I loved that what you didn't do is that you never really reprimanded me. You never really were like, yes, like, I'm just gonna give up, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you even, like, quoted me with the Bible a few times, that there's some messages that you were like, well, you know, like, this isn't this, and, like, walking this path, and da-da-da-da, and I was like, oh, wow, like, you can really bring Jesus into, like, your health
He's
journey.
the only reason why I was even able to do this. Like, literally, because doing it out of my own strength always
Yeah.
for the past 8 years has never, and I'm gonna be real, like, it was, even my friend the other day was like, you know, this is the one time I've actually seen you consistent
Yeah.
and with results.
Mm-hmm.
Because before, it's like, yeah, I would be consistent, but my food was crap.
Yeah.
And then I would stop, and then I would gain all the weight back.
Yeah, I feel that.
And yeah, so it's like, for, you know, for someone else to notice and tell you, like, wow, like, this time is different, it's because it's like, wow, Jesus, like, we're really doing this together. And it was like my prayer every day when I
Yeah.
didn't want to go to the gym
Yeah.
or work out or even eat healthy.
And do you do it by yourself, or do you have, like, the community from the Reborn?
That was more of the nutrition part. Like, definitely, I mean, once I got back from Colombia, it was kind of like, okay, I don't mean to, like, make this about other people, but kind of like having people look at you and be like, you were doing so good over there, like, just don't stop here. It's like, it's like a good amount of pressure.
Oh, okay. It's like a good...
Yeah, it's like a good pressure. So it's like, dang, like, I don't want my 2 months of me glowing up to go away.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, girl was looking right. Like, you know, I gotta keep that
Hey,
going.
you're giving it a lot of personality, so
Yes. If you know, you know. If you were there for Abby's
Yeah.
goodbye party, you know.
one of my 10 goodbye parties.
Yeah, 1 of your 10, bro. You just didn't want to go.
I don't think so.
It was so good, but yeah, it was like that good amount of pressure. And also, for example, like last week, I had no motivation to go to the gym at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a friend to go to the gym with every day.
Oh, wow.
Like, I told
I love
them,
how you didn't have motivation, but then you still went every day.
yeah, like, I think I missed Thursday, but I made it up for Saturday, because that's another thing, is like, people think you have to work out like some, actually no, like, rest is actually primal when it comes to muscle building. That's why a good amount of sleep is so important, so that your muscles can replenish. But it was like, I would text my friend and I would be like, are you going to the gym? And then they'll be like, yeah. And then I wouldn't text them back, because I'll be like, dang, I don't want to go to the gym. Yeah. And then they would, and then I'll be like, and then I would be honest with them. And it's people who are either in a better, like, physical position than me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's good because you're learning
It's
from
motivation.
them. Yeah.
And you're always learning.
Exactly. So, like, you know, my friend Josh, Brandon, I went with them on Monday, and then on Saturday, and then Amanda, I went with her I worked out at her house, and she's a trainer, and I told her, like, I don't want to work out, and then she's like, just come over.
Oh.
And then it's funny, because, like, I told her, like, I had ice cream on my way to go work out. And she's,
Why is that me?
yeah, and then she's like, good for you, make sure you keep coming. Like, she's like, make sure you, like, don't stay home just because you had ice cream, because we do that. It's like, I already had ice cream, I already messed up. And then she's like, no, like, come. you know? And I thought that was awesome. So
that is awesome.
yeah, so just finding someone that, or people, you know, that every day it's kind of like, I don't want to work out, and then they're like, great, let's go work out now.
So I guess like another thing is what, because I kind of want to go like practical and spiritual about it. So like since we're in the practical, like what are practical tips that you would give me or somebody that wants to get in this health journey, you know, because like you started and you did this and you did that, and obviously it's working because you look amazing. And you are my life goals.
Yeah,
like this means 6 months and my birthday, like, hit me up. But I'm really gonna do it. Like I like, how do I explain it? I really want to get, and I'm just talking about me now before we get to that, I really want to get to a point where I'm doing it for me.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously like with God and stuff like that, but I want to get to a point, because like, how do I explain it? I was going to tell you, a few, like some of my friends, they do it, they have this thing, like my friend Leo, he has like fighting this demon, like it's like, you know, anxiety and things and stuff like that. And then my other friends are like, they have like a bigger mentality for it, but I don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't have something that's like, I want to do it. You know, at first it was when I was in California, I was like, I just want to do all the hikes. You know, I just want to, you know, for my mental health, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I did it and I'm fine, you know, and then all of a sudden when my mental health is good, I'm like, like, I don't need it, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess I want to,
okay, I get it.
like,
yeah.
like how can, like first, how can I do better? You
Yeah.
know? And then,
How can I do better? How can I be better?
how can I be better? Because I just want to be better, and I just want to feel good. Like, you know, like I don't know. It was, and I'm just gonna go off, but like 2 years ago, like when I went through the breakup, because obviously this is healing. I was like, I'm gonna glow up. You know, I'm gonna lose all this weight. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Blah blah blah. You know, breakup glow, whatever. I went to the gym. I hurt my knee.
Oh, wow.
And I got really sad about it because I was like, dang, I can't even work out. And then my food was crap. And then I didn't know that it's like the protein and this and that.
Yeah.
You know, because people just did it so extreme. And
yeah.
I was just scared of that. And I didn't want to just eat like turkey breast, you know, and like
and
tuna
protein shakes.
and protein shakes. I'm like, I'm scared, you know.
Yeah.
Because, like, I like food.
Yeah,
you know, I just
me
baby,
too. And
know?
if you notice, I push you to eat, like, real food. Like, I'll never, like, have a protein shake.
Yeah.
Like, that actually genuinely bothers me.
Yeah, because I remember sending you a shake once, and I was like, hey, I have a shake, and you're like, but did you eat? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, did you eat? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I did.
Is this even food?
I was like, is this correct? Is this more like correct? But, you know, yeah. I forgot where I was going with this, but I do want to like get better.
After the breakup, you hurt
After
your
the breakup, I hurt my
knee,
knee, and then after that, when I finally got better, I was like, okay, like let me start going to the gym. I went to the gym. I felt good, and then because I saw like everybody going to the gym, so I was like, let me go to the gym, and then I did it to just like release stress. It was fine.
Yeah.
And then now when I moved to California, it's like this whole new journey. I was like, the only thing I can control is my food and this and that, and like when I came back, people told me, they're like, wow, you lost weight, this is this. I'm like, oh, thanks, you know, but I don't want to, like, take it in my head. But now when I go back, and plus, like, you know, people around me are, like, models and, like, you know, on camera,
Cali,
you know,
yeah.
it's, like, I make juice now, you know, like, I have my cucumbers and I make green juice to it, because, like, you know, I drink green juice now, whatever. But I want to know how I can, I guess, like, stop being hard on myself, but also, like, actually, like, practical tips, because I'm going to watch this later while editing, and I'm going to be like, I want to learn to be able to make this a practical lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. I think with that lastly being said, the first thing would be, think about today. Like, don't be so concerned about tomorrow. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make in any journey, not just in fitness or health, but also in school. Like, they have today in front of them, and really what matters is what can you do with today. Like, what choices can you make today, and then tomorrow comes tomorrow. And especially for people with, like, that are really hard on themselves. Like, this is the tip. Like, don't worry about tomorrow, don't worry about next week, don't worry about it in a month. Like, focus on today, what you can do today, what you can eat today. Don't look at tomorrow, or yesterday. Like, that's the first thing too. Remember when I told you, like, look at something bigger? I think the primal reason, I think my top 2 reasons why I even like bothered changing my diet or my food was because I was just feeling so tired as a 24-year-old, and I was feeling like I was like, I mean, there's probably 60-year-olds more energetic than me.
Yeah.
And I hated that feeling. I hated how like slump I felt, like how tired I felt. And I'm someone that I want kids in the future, so it's kind of like one of my biggest like role models is actually like my sister. Like she's 28, she has an 8-year-old, and that girl can go all day, like just being energized and energetic, and it's because she works out. And she eats a lot of like vegetables, and I was just like, she has more energy than me. I'm like, what the heck? And it's like, if I want kids in the future, I don't want to feel like I wasn't as like active with them. So I think that's definitely one of the reasons too, was I was thinking of something big. I was thinking about a lot about the future, but more of like in the sense of like, I want to be healthier for my kids, or, you know, my husband. Like, I see myself as someone who's gonna go on hikes and runs with her husband.
Yeah.
I might as well start that today. I don't want to start that like once I'm already married.
We can do it in California, because in Miami, I don't know if there's
exactly.
Like we walked in like the botanical garden. It was just hot. I was sweating. I was like,
it's disgusting. Or I can go in the Everglades, like hiking and training with the freaking alligators, like walking past me. You know, I mean, anything works.
Yeah. Or you guys can be like the cute gym couple that goes like.
But that's the thing is that I'm someone that doesn't enjoy the gym so much.
Really?
So it's like, yeah. So it's like another thing. You have to find what you can, like what you love. Like when I was in Colombia, I didn't have a gym. All they had was 2 15-pound weights, and then the bay, which is like where everybody goes running. Think of like Miami Beach, and it's like, okay, this is what I have. And I loved it so much because it's like in the mornings, you get a little bit of sun, you're running, and then you go and you hit the weights a little bit. But it's like, I'm not someone that like enjoys the gym. Like some girls take their pre-workout, they go, they kill it. And I'm there like, I want to die. Like, I want
like gym thoughts, I'm dying.
Yeah, no, I actually have a whole thing on Instagram where it's like gym thoughts. And one of them is like, I don't want to be here. Like... And it's not because I'm like lazy, it's just because I generally don't like the closed space.
Yeah.
Or like my view is a mirror of myself.
Yeah,
like I want to see the ocean.
Yeah. Whenever I do hikes, I think the greatest feeling is that you're working so hard to do it, and even though it looks so high and everything, when you get to the top, you just see this view, and
then you find the beauty of God in that. Like that's definitely one thing that kept me, is just like, when I told you to like stay in the moment, don't think about tomorrow, it's because it's like you can find God in this journey of health. You know, I mean, I've heard of the most in this journey of health. You know, like when the Bible says take care of your body because it's the temple of your soul, or, you know, I want your body to prosper as your soul prospers. You know, and it's like he wants that for us. Like he generally wants health for us. Yeah. Like, you know, we go from glory to glory, faith to faith. One of that includes like health. Yeah. You know, and sadly, the Bible also says like the God was their stomach. You know, like he was referring to the Old Testament, but he was actually saying like the God of the people in slavery was their stomach. It's like everything they desire, they had it.
Oh wow.
And therefore they didn't practice self-control. Self-control is one of the fruits of the spirit. So it's like this journey of health has taught me so much self-control, and again in food, but also in other things spiritually. Like now I can fast. If you know me, you know I do not like to fast. Like I like to just have the liberty of being like
today social media.
Yeah, I mean, or I want to go eat a burger, you know. But when you're fasting, you can't do that.
You're like restrained from what you love.
You're very restrained.
Very restrained.
It was so funny because it's like I finally felt like I had that control once I started a little bit with the Holy Spirit, and then he's like, okay, now let's go on a fast. Oh, wow. And it was like, yeah, there was times when it was like complete torture, but there was other times where it's like, wow, I felt so much easier. You know, that's. Girl, let me tell you, you can ask anybody that knows me very personally. I do not like to fast. Yeah. But I need to. You know, you gotta.
Love you, God.
Love you, Jesus.
I know you're listening. I know. It says right here, they're gathered. You're here.
Yeah.
You're here with us.
Facts. No, for real. I was like,
he's like smiling and having. That's
like,
my daughter.
I'm so proud of her.
I love her
of
so
them.
much. The best.
No, for sure. So
I love how you just look up. You're like,
yeah, love you.
love you the most.
Love you the most. Moses.
No, but even what you were saying, I've had like crazy encounters with God doing hikes, or like
Yes.
like just being outside, or like even in my room when I'm like listening to music, and then God's just like, keep going, like one more, or like
5 more reps. He's like your biggest cheerleader.
You can do it.
I for sure hear him at the gym where he's like, just 5 more reps. And then I would stop because it's too heavy. And then he's like, okay, give me 3 more. And then it's like, it's so crazy how like, I mean, the Bible says acknowledge him in all of your ways.
Yeah.
So it's like even at the gym, as you're doing crunches or whatever it is that you're doing, he's telling you like, okay, now give me 3 more. Like he's definitely your coach as well.
And I love that, because that's even something like what Mentor says, because we were brothers, I was shout out to Mentor. She was saying, she was like, acknowledge him. You know, like there was one time where she went to the restroom and she just acknowledged him throughout like all the chaos. So I really implemented that nugget in my life, and I acknowledge him in my hikes.
Wow,
I acknowledge him in like my day, because people ask me, they're like, oh, how are you so close to God? Like, how are you so close? And I'm like, I just acknowledge him. Like sometimes, like I was like, if in reality, like, you know, as Christians, like they're like, oh, do you pray a lot? Do you do this? I was like, honestly, like I don't like go to my room and pray for 5 hours like every single day. Like I wish I could do that, but honestly, like when I'm in my car and I'm driving, I start my morning with him. I'm crying out to him, or like we're literally just eating lunch together, and I'm like just doing things, and it's just so beautiful to like I remember that day I went on the hike, it was like God was speaking to me about the mountains, and then he was speaking to me with the water. Like the water crashed into me when I wanted to have a date with him.
Aww.
And then at night I was driving back and I was just crying, because it was just such a beautiful God-centered day. And then I got to like later on, I got to speak to people about God, and it was just like he was there.
And that's the part where you find something bigger than yourself to do something. Like when you like realize that the hike is not just about your physical health, but it's also a way for you to like, you know, in the Bible we read so much about mountains and you know how he's bigger than them, or how he can crash them into the sea if he felt like it. And it's like, okay, why not go stand next to a mountain and actually feel the realness of what you're reading, and allow that to actually like become a reality to you as you're standing next to one.
That's actually crazy, because the first time I did the hike, I was so scared. I was so scared because like those stairs, like like my roommate told me, they were like, oh, it's not that bad, it's like whatever. And I looked, I was like like it just goes like all the way up, and then the stairs are like this steep, and then it's like this steep,
and I'm like, do squats in them.
And then I remember I did that because whatever, that's another time that I went hiking with someone and I did that. They're like, dang. And I was like, my trainer told me to do it. I was like, balance. I was like, I need to do this. And so the first time I saw it, I was so scared, and God was like, there are mountains before you right now in your personal life that you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know what's next, but climb up these mountains and you're gonna see it. And then I got to the top, and he's like, you made it. Like he's like, he's like, you didn't die, right? And I go, like, he's such a savage with me. He's like, you didn't die, right? And I go, no. And he goes, okay, well, like, you made it. And I go, okay. He's like, look at the view. And I was like, no, it's scary, I don't want to fall this mountain. And he's like, look at the view. And I'm like, okay,
girl, you already climbed on that mountain, you might as well look at it.
I was like, because I'm just looking down, listening to my music or whatever.
And that's so great, because it's like, you did all that hard work, why not just like sit back and enjoy what you accomplished? And it's the same thing with this health. Like, I'm sure a month ago you were eating worse, and you were eating everyday things that, you know, that consecutively, like a burger, and then at least for myself, it was like a burger, then a pizza, and then like Colombian bakery in the mornings, like, you know. And then now it's like, no, you know, and it's like, I'm not exactly where I want to be, but dang, I am sure as heck not where I was a few months ago.
No, even last year, just in like January, February, March, like I would just, everybody would know me at work. They'd be like, you just got Starbucks. I got Starbucks and like my ham and cheese croissant.
I want to go like on a ride again. I'm kidding. No, I don't sue me, Starbucks.
I was like, I low-key want to get sponsored by it, so it's fine.
2 types of people. I was eating Starbucks, working
but
corporate.
I gained so much.
And it's because of the sugar,
Yeah.
and especially when that's the first thing. Listen, if you want to eat like crap the rest of your life, fine. But at least have a good breakfast in the mornings. Like, at least start off your day with the right sugar, the fruits, so that your body... I actually feel bad for people's body in the sense where I'm like, like, it's working so hard to keep this person going, and then all they're feeding it is like, I don't know, sucrose and
like crashes.
Yeah, and like crashes, and it's like your body really is a temple, like how you're treating it, in the sense of like, if I'm gonna start off the day with fruits, then that's the right sugar, that's gonna keep me energized, and that's gonna like my body's gonna in a way say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not killing me and then forcing me to work for you. You know, it's kind of like slavery.
Kind of, yeah, in a bit.
Wow,
yeah.
Shanda.
And I guess also going off, like, I guess the spiritual side of it, like, what would you recommend?
Acknowledge him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Especially because it's if all your life you've struggled with this, I mean, myself, you definitely have tried it all on your own and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, I have.
And the enemy, actually, something that you were saying kind of came to my mind. It's like you were acknowledging him, and that's really what was pushing you. So the enemy will make you not acknowledge him. The enemy will make you like try to do it on your own, or try to seek help from outside of him first, outside of the Lord first, so that you won't acknowledge the Lord, so that you won't receive grace and strength to do this. Because remember, it's a lifestyle, guys. Like, it's not like something that you can... I mean, if you do this for just a year and then you go back to your old habits, like, you're gonna gain all the way back.
Yeah.
And so, one, acknowledge the Lord. Two, seek community. You know, the Bible says that, like, two, keep each other warm. You know, like, the Bible's huge on unity, for a reason.
Which I love.
Yeah, and it's not just unity in spiritual, but it's like unity in like accountability, etc. And then you're gonna see the fruit of it. Like, it's so rewarding. It really is. Like, and then you realize that you don't crave the same things. Like, it's not that you're not gonna like the same things. It's just your body's gonna be like, let's not go for fast food. You know, let's go for like a bowl or something.
To something different.
To something different. Like, your body's actually going to naturally crave. I remember the first week, are you still putting sugar in your coffee?
So
okay, moment of truth. Let me not kill her.
It's just a little bit, you know. But however, like, there was a few weeks that I stopped because I ran out, and I was just like, I didn't have money to like buy it, you know. After I ran out of this, I'll do it. But there's actually times where I just drank it straight, like with barely, because I didn't have milk left. I ran out of that, so I had like a little bit of the sugar-free vanilla. And then...
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I've been using. I don't use sugar. I told you.
I am so proud. I told that to the whole time. Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow, miscommunication.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That totally went
Okay, yeah, that's
no,
yes.
for sure. Yes. I'm loving this. I actually do that sometimes.
Okay, sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, so what I did is that I actually had like a sugar-free vanilla with my coffee, my Nespresso, and then like I actually got off oat milk. So I'm going into almond milk now, even though I kind of had oat milk a few times that I was here. Because it's just out there. It just comes out naturally. Hey, can I get a oat milk espresso, whatever. Like, oat milk shaken espresso. It just comes out. And then I don't say almond milk, but then I remember it hit me. I was like, oh, can I get almond, actually? And then it hit me. I was like, okay. So what I did is that I had, like, my Nespresso. I have my sugar-free vanilla, like, just a little, like, splash. And then, like, a splash of almond milk.
Yeah. No, it's good. Almond milk is great.
Yeah. And then there were sometimes I didn't have it. When I didn't have the sugar-free vanilla. And I was like, oh, it's, like, not that bad. But then I wouldn't finish it, and I'm like, okay.
Backstory, I told Abby she had to stop adding sugar, whether it's, like, brown, white, or, like, even stevia. Personally, I think stevia
I asked her... Like, me and her, like, if you just see their messages, we just go back and forth. I'm like, is this bad? Can I do this? And she's like, ew, no, gross. And I was like, what about this? And she's like, no, what about this? Yes. I'm like, okay.
Like, stevia, I
thought that was good. Everybody used to use it. And I was like, oh, it's good.
I've heard cases of doctors saying that it's not even good for you. I personally think any sugar is not good for you. Just because as women, it messes up with our gut balance. And maybe this is something we can do another time. Talk about gut balance. But I personally noticed noticed myself that when I stopped adding sugar in my coffee, especially in Colombia, because
Yeah.
everyone went on a diet, all they were using was stevia. And
Yeah.
the first time I tried stevia, I wanted to throw up.
Like,
I was
gross.
like, this is gross.
Okay, like, I guess, like, speed round. What is, like, some myths with,
Ooh,
like, workouts that you're, like...
with workouts?
The workouts are, like, eating healthy in general.
You don't need a pre-workout.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god. I was like, all the gym girlies are just gonna come for this episode.
I feel like Dalton's gonna come at me. I've heard he likes a lot of like
I love you, Dalton. You're watching.
I don't know, Dalton,
I don't know
if
if
it's
he's
true
gonna
or not, but this is what I heard.
This is all opinions, guys.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Disclaimer, this is just opinions, not fact.
You
This
can
is
go
just our
Google this.
advice,
I
like-
would not be saying this if I did not do my own research. You can actually get your natural pre-workouts from the food that you are already eating.
Like a banana.
Yeah, like
See, I
I've
learned.
noticed that the most people who need a pre-workout. Oh yeah, when I told you like
You're like,
have
just eat
two
half a banana.
bananas
Yeah, before
or
your hike.
Before your hike, I've noticed that most people who do pre-workouts are the ones that eat the crappiest.
Really?
Like they eat like Chick-fil-A and then they eat a lot of like carbs before. No, crap, you're gonna get really sleepy because carbs are just harder to break down in the moment, so you actually tend to get more tired,
Yeah.
which is why you probably would go for a Celsius. So it's like
That just makes sense.
yeah, like which is why sometimes I tell you like eat a smaller amount of carbs, more vegetables, but more protein, because
Yeah.
that's actually what
And
gives you
add a
energy.
little bit of fat.
And add a little, girl, that fat is the kiss
One
on top.
egg yolk.
One
Or-
egg yolk, an avocado.
Or part an avocado.
yeah, part
It's
of
like
it.
it's like I know you're here. It's like it's here. It's here. Like
Or
every
7 almonds.
it's my 7 dude. I was like, do I have my almond? No, this is in my car. Wow, deja vu. I legit have my almonds in the car to be like, look,
Yeah.
do you see my almonds? I just don't message you.
I love that. Yes, so your food is your natural pre-workout. I drink 0 pre-workouts. Is not because like to give myself in a pat on the back, but it's because one, as a woman, I think it messes up my hormones. And it like crashes you.
Yeah.
And then there's not enough studies to prove that it doesn't harm you. So eventually, maybe in 10 years, there'll be like maybe more concrete evidence. But other than that, it's just I don't want to take the risk.
Yeah.
Definitely that. I don't think you need a pre-workout. Stick to like natural stuff. Probably this is what this is mostly about. It's just like people sticking to natural things, and yeah, I think that's the first one.
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
What happened? It was never recording.
Oh my god.
Abby, I'm gonna kill you.
I thought it was recording. No, like
not recording.
no, I think it was. Oh god. I think I paused it.
Guys, if Abby goes missing,
If I just use
this is a part where this is gonna show up in the video.
yeah, it's gonna be like, hey guys, so sorry for the bad audio for this whole time.
As you can tell.
As you can tell. Okay, sorry. Go
No,
on.
honestly, like I don't even know.
No, we're not. We're not starting again. Like, like we're not. Like,
I forgot everything. I'm all of a sudden, I don't know anything.
but I heard it. It just sounded good. Oh, this is so annoying.
How do you know?
No. Because the thing is that like when you press record, it records.
Yeah.
And then it. And it goes. Oh no. It's fine.
I said we just go get food. Like
You're so funny. No, but
Abby, is this thing even recording?
no, this is recording for 44 minutes. No, it's fine.
Subtitles this whole time.
You know how much edit? Honestly, I mean, I can use CapCut because it's easy now because I love CapCut.
Shout out to CapCut.
Sorry, I'm just a little triggered right now. That's so annoying. Any advice that you would give, just like anyone that wants to start this journey, or like
Nike, just do it. And then just find someone that has one good eating habits, not just they just work out, but
argue with my friend all the time where I'm like, all you get are protein bars. And then he just starts laughing. I'm like, it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in like food that has been like very saturated and things like that. Like, find someone that you're like, you know what, that person has a really good eating habits, because that's the first thing. You can work all you want, but if your eating habits are crap, you're not gonna get the results you want. And then 2, they love to be active, like, and then find whatever it is that you like, whether it's hiking, walking, boxing. Like, it doesn't have to just be I bet you do.
So, punch things.
Yeah, I bet she does.
Like, it's just like this inner thing that I have in me, you know, like people are like, oh, Abby's so sweet, she's so kind, and I'm like, I am, but
and
like
she has like a boxing thing in her
inside
room.
I was just like, I want to like, punch something. Like when it's a tough day, I just want to like,
really?
yeah,
I am not violent like that at all.
Like, I'm not violent, it's just
I just like to punch things, but I'm not violent. I listen to mirrors, walls, but I'm not violent.
But I listen to pop music while I do it, so it's not even like
Taylor Swift. Is that what you're saying?
Can you imagine just like this is a sign. This is a sign, guys.
Aww.
It's fine. But yeah, so I'm glad that I had Tati with me today.
I was trying to do a heart. Me too.
It's been a great time. I guess last thing. Can you explain like the portion, like the protein, the fats, like all that stuff, because I just didn't understand. And I still don't. So this is for me. This is all for me.
Definitely. So it all depends on your weight. So whatever your weight is, let's say you're 150 divided by 2, which will be 75. 75. So that would be 75 grams of protein. Oh, I'm sorry. No. It's whatever it is that you weigh, you divide it by 2, and then that's how much grams you're having of protein to kind of go on a calorie deficit. So that helps you lose weight first. But once you start working out, you just start going up in protein and carbs. So definitely, I always say, personally, this is what works for me. I like to be full longer, so I like to make sure that I have the most protein and the most greens, and then comes my carbs will be like third. Rice, I'm a huge rice person. Jasmine rice, shout out to jasmine rice.
Yeah, I got it that because of you.
Yeah, and it's so good. I feel like it tastes so good. And then lastly, my fats. Like, obviously it's fat, so you want to like moderate, but they're not bad. They're actually extremely healthy. And if especially for girls, if you're just trying to like look right, get right, make sure you have your veggies, your protein, your carbs, and your fats.
So how do you know where to put them? Like, because I remember I put my rice and you're like, that's too much, or like, that's like that, like, because I just want to do good, you know, like I just want to know my stuff. I just want to be perfect. I just want to be right. I just want to be good enough for you.
And the reason, again, it goes back to your weight. So but it's also like, it depends what you're doing. Like, if you're just trying to lose weight, then I use 1/3 of rice. And then when I started working out and I started building like muscle mass, I wasn't scared of rice that much, but still not more than my protein. It's more like a mental measurement that I have.
Yeah. But like for someone that's starting like me, because I legit get measuring cups. Yeah. And I'm like, I bought measuring cups, and you know, you're adult when you buy measuring cups.
For protein, you have to weight it in grams. So it would be like maybe 120 grams before it's cooked of protein.
Grams.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know?
You have to.
Okay, this is like a really stupid. Like, I don't have a balance beam.
Okay, then use your hand measurement.
Okay.
From here to here is your protein.
Got it.
And then from here to here, the palm is your carbs.
Got it.
From here to here, and then don't be scared of like vegetables. Like, you don't gotta measure the vegetables. Let those things do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
And then fats. I read it's like your thumb size. So it's like avocado. Or olive oil. Whenever I tell you, like, if you don't have,
so your thumb size like this, or your thumb size like this?
Like this, like I would say like this, like from here to here.
Okay.
like avocado. Yeah, you're like, I have way more than that.
I know. I was like, oh crap. I'm like, well,
Honestly, again, in
I mean, I'm
breakfast,
full. I'm so full to like with my breakfast.
yeah, in breakfast, I don't
Feel
see that as so much as a problem. I see that more like a little stricter in the night because you're going to sleep.
Yeah.
So your metabolism kind of needs like time to break everything down.
Well, dinner's my weakness, and you know this.
Yeah.
Like, you know this, point blank period. Like, it's like I can meal. Like I told her, like I meal prep like my meals,
Mhm.
and then when it comes to dinner, I'm like, I really want
Me
this.
too. I think
Like,
lunch is more my weakness.
Really.
Yeah, like
Really?
lunch because it's like the middle of the day, the sun is out. Oh, I want a burger. Like,
Really?
yeah, so it's all good.
No, I have those late night munchies. That are, like not high.
Maybe you
but
need
the
to go to-
Jesus.
Maybe you need to go to bed earlier.
I do.
Lack of sleep
you
is
did say
connected
that sleep was
to-
good too.
Whenever people are like, I want to eat really bad, I'm like, are you emotional or are you tired? Because
Mm.
your brain is asking for more energy, so it connects it with sugar.
But I did tell you it was also habits.
yeah.
It was also my habits because like
course.
here that was like a huge thing because
Yeah.
here I would like eat, sleep, work, and then I would order Postmates at like 10 or 11 p.m. and I'm just being open. I'm just being
kidding.
real, you know.
Yeah.
You know. But now I don't have, you know, like, you know, I don't have the luxury of doing that anymore. There. I've only done like once or twice because it's super expensive. But I did that, so that was a habit that I was trying to break. So I was just trying to figure out like how to do it. But obviously you said go to sleep. Eat early. But I did talk to my aunt, like she does intermittent fasting, which is like, you know, like she
I
stops
mean, you also
eating
have to ask yourself, like, why are you hungry at that time? Did you eat good, like, throughout the day? Like, eating good
Yeah.
throughout the day is going to keep you from,
Yeah.
you know, munching
Yeah. At
at,
night.
at night. It's
Mhm.
probably because you generally are hungry. It's
Yeah.
probably because you didn't have a good lunch or a good dinner,
Mhm.
you know?
And like, is the portions the same for dinner as well as like lunch and breakfast?
I try not to have, like, rice for dinner. I definitely try to have more vegetables for dinner.
Mhm.
And it helped me like vegetables. I hated them so much.
Yeah.
And then now I can, like, tolerate them and eat them.
Mhm.
But protein in all of my meals.
Yeah, for sure.
Proteins, vegetables in all of them except breakfast. It's fruits, but with the protein. But in general, I try. I mean, you can even make it like like a wrap,
Mhm.
you know, for dinner, and it's so like a chicken wrap, and it's
Yeah.
so good with some garlic that I told you how to make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
The hidden
yes,
recipe that I still need to do.
Exactly. That you really should try. You
really-
would probably stop having bowls outside when you can just
Make
make all
it
these
really
sauces
good.
really good inside
Yeah.
your house.
That's the next goal.
Yes.
I'm looking at her with this face like, well, you know. Well, I hope you guys learned something today because I did. And I know that
I hope you did.
I hope you did
I
because
really do.
it was just a really good episode. I honestly think that a lot of people need to learn to find themselves
Mhm.
like through being healthy and like, you know, putting God first in their body, you know, body temple of the Holy Spirit, and like that. This is something that I'm currently working on now, and
Mhm.
obviously, you know, in 6 months or
I am
whatever,
too.
you know, we'll do a follow-up episode and you'll be like, damn, like that was you like before, and you're like, whoa, different person, you know. And if you actually if I actually like take these roles and actually take these tips and advices, you know, I'm really gonna make it my mission to do it.
Mhm.
And, you know, also sorry for going
No,
off the walls.
it's I just remembered. Okay, never mind.
What?
I was still trying to do some math in my head. I'm
Oh.
like, is a protein divided by 4? Is it
I was like, the
divided
math
by
is
2?
mathing. Like
The math is, yeah, they're talking of the
just like la, la, la,
the
la.
sky,
just like
like,
numbers, just
carry the 2.
just this. It's like the Queen's Gambit, like when she looks at the chess pieces like going up. You're like,
Yeah,
da, da, da,
oh,
da, da, da.
really?
Yeah.
That's probably me right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I hope you guys
Thank you
learn
guys
to get some
for
tips to
watching.
being healthy.
Yes.
And
And feel
happy
free to
healthy.
like reach out to me or Abby or any Reborn Nutrition.
yeah, so plug yourself. Where can they follow you? Reborn Nutrition. etc.?
Yes, reborn.nutrition. And also his love never fails, but at the moment it's deactivated because
Oh.
so maybe just follow Abby and then wait till I,
You know, mood.
start. Yeah, wait till I'm back on the.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my.
When she's back on the gram, we'll let you know.
yeah,
We'll let you know. She'll
Well,
let you know.
yeah, and then just ask Jesus to just help you be healthy.
But follow Reborn Nutrition. Like,
sure.
honestly, they're great. And
Yes.
even though I don't understand most of it because it's in Spanish. So, like, for my Spanish speakers, follow
Reborn dot nutrition. Nutrición.
Nutrición.
Oh, yeah.
Gracias.
That's good.
But yeah, so you guys can follow me at Appster7. Also, we hit 1,000 subscribers. So yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm one of them.
I can't believe it. This is the first time I'm actually like filming a video to say thank you. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing. And you know, this has been a dream of mine since I was younger. And you know, 12 years ago, I started this YouTube channel, just wanting to bring Jesus to the internet. And the fact that we're able to like do this and sit down with Tati and sit down with me, and like you guys are actually interested in my life. Like I know like some people watch it, a lot of people watch it, and
I watch it when I eat.
Honestly, that's why I make these videos. I literally make these videos that you guys can sit with, like I can sit with you while you're eating, or like sit with you while you're driving, you know, and stuff like that. It's just like that's like my audience, and I kind of just want to make content so you guys can like I can be with you, because me personally, sometimes I have like being alone in California, I like play a podcast or I play something while I'm washing dishes or while I'm editing or while I'm doing something, just so I don't feel alone, you know. And like I know that I'm not alone, God's with me obviously, but like it's nice to have that voice or like that person. And then obviously you guys can like stay tuned in my life. So thank you so much. Thank you, Tati, for being on it.
Thank you.
Wow, bye already? Jesus.
Oh wait,
Stay. Don't click out.
Yeah, let's all just stay.
Let's all just stare at each other. Okay, we love you guys. Bye.
Okay, bye.